All right, we're up and running already. Okay. Bet runs her. Bet runs along her local pathway from A to C. So she's running this direction here from A all the way to C. So that's flat ground, that A to C route right there. Okay. She runs from A to C, C to B, and then B back to A. So she does that like triangle on the ground. Now that's flat ground. Everybody got that? That's flat ground. Now, the angles of elevation from off the top of the mass T from A and C are 45 degrees and 30 degrees respectively, where ABC is a right angle triangle. Bet runs at a constant speed along the pathway and monitors her progress. Now, this becomes significant later on. She's running at constant speed. Everybody got that? So 30 seconds to reach the point D, and then she's at the point E after 45. So would you all agree that D to E takes 15 seconds and that A to D takes 30 seconds? Do you know what that means? It means that this red line is twice the distance of that blue line. That's what that means. Everybody got that? We're going to use that later on. That because it's twice the time, it also has to be twice the length because you're running at constant speed. Okay. Where does she reach then? She reaches point A after 45 and point C after 90. So see that 90 seconds? That's another 45. So this length here, see that green length? That was a result of 45 seconds. So because that green length is a result of 45 seconds, I can say that that green length is 3 times the blue. Is that right? Green is 3 times blue. Or green equals red plus blue. Is that right? So I have a lot of information. Don't even have to use half that information I just came up with. But for part 1, that is. Okay. Let's express FC and AF in terms of H. Okay, so which one's FC? Let's have a look. F to C. Okay, I think I'm going to use this triangle here. I think I'm going to use this triangle here. Everybody see that one? What's it called? TFC. So I'm going to use the triangle TFC. I like to draw it out on the sides. I think 3D triangles confuse me, so I like to go 30 degrees. That's H. That's 30. And it's looking for F to C, which is the bottom one here. Okay, so what I can say is I can say tan 30 equals H over FC. And then what I can say then is that FC equals H over tan 30. Would somebody be so kind as to put 1 divided by tan 30 in the calculator for me? It'll speed me along, just takes the stress off me. So what you get? Who got a root 3h? Yeah? Okay. Next one I'm looking to do is A to F. And with A to F, I'm going to use this triangle here. Everybody see that triangle I just colored in there? Okay, so I'm going to drag this downwards. I'll drag it over here. I'm going to use that one. And it's an isosceles triangle, isn't it? How do I know it's an isosceles triangle? Anybody tell me? 45, yeah, so it's 45 and 45, which means the answer is simply H, isn't it? Because it's an isosceles triangle. So AF equals H. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. Now, next thing. Hence show that AD is, I have to show next that AD is H times root 2 over 3. Now, AD, where's AD located? AD is here, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, AD. AD is this one, yeah? Okay, A to D. Yeah, I think what we learned from, and we have F to C. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. See that AD, see the way AD is the red one? Yeah? Do I know the purple one? And do I know, need another color that I'm not using currently? The yellow. See the red, the purple, and the yellow? Ever see that triangle? That's the triangle I'm gonna target right now. And it's the triangle AFD. So I'll try and draw it slightly better. It's the triangle A to F to D. I know this triangle's right angled. How do I know that? How do I know that AFD is right angles? Angle FDC is 90 degrees. Yes, it is. And I know that I know A to F is what? H. I don't know anything about F to D, do I? And do I know anything about A to D? No, A to D is the goal of the question. So I'm going to label A to D as X. Is that right? Have to zone in on F to D. Okay, so F to D, what can I do to figure that out? That's what I'm thinking next. F to D, F to D. Yes? Could you do it out of the whole triangle? AFC and try and work it from there. Oh, I could do the whole ratio thing. Yeah, I could lock in on that. That's one way of doing it. I think there's I was currently looking for a way to get F to D, and my problem is I'm not figuring. I could use this triangle here. Does everyone see this triangle here? But unfortunately for me, that triangle isn't doing much extra for me. But do you remember what I said earlier? If we all go back to the start of the question, I said that, for argument's sake, the blue one is length X, didn't I? I said the blue one's the smallest. The red one is what? Twice as big. So I'll now call that 2x. Is that okay? What did I say the green one was? 3x. And what's x plus 3x? There you go. Now, you might go, well, what I'm doing is I'm going to target this triangle. You should see the market scheme on this. It's very complicated. So, do you see this blue triangle I just shaded in? I'm going to target that blue triangle. And what I'm going to call it is the following. I'm going to call it 4x across. So 4x across. We know what F to C is, don't we? What's F to C? Root 3 H. Agreed? And F to D is a common side, isn't it? We'll think of a letter that we're not currently using. Do you want to call it M? Is that okay? They're both M, aren't they? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a snapshot of this because I'm going to need these two triangles. Okay. And I'm going to drag it down to the actual question now and work with these two triangles. This was, as we said, it was a terrible question. It shouldn't get that tough that quickly. Like, it was a bit ludicrous, to be honest. The only thing was, it was a show that question, so I could take this answer and use it on the next part. Okay, that's its only saving grace, really. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say that h squared equals m squared plus 2x to be squared. H squared equals m squared plus 4x squared, okay? And then m squared is h squared minus 4x squared. Okay, using the second triangle, I'm going to do Pythagoras' theorem again. Root 3h x squared equals m squared plus 4x to be squared. And then I'm going to say that it's 3h squared equals, I'm going to square out 4x to be squared equals m squared, all right? Then what can I say? I can say that that equals, two of them are equal to each other, aren't they? So I'm going to say that h squared minus 4x squared equals 3h squared minus 16x squared. Move it across, you're going to get 12x squared equals 2h squared. I'm going to find out that x squared equals 1/6. Is that right? One-sixth h squared, yeah? Square root both sides, and then what's the square root of 1/6 for me? So we just square root of 1/6. I think it's just 1 over root 6, is it? What do we get? How does your calculator present it? Just 1 over root 6, yeah? Now, what did they ask me to do? That was exactly what I was looking for, was it? But AD is 2 of them, isn't it? Would you agree with 2 of them? Would somebody be so kind as to do 2 over root 6 for me? What do we get then?
Root 6 over 2.
What? It presents it as? All right. I'm about to fix it up properly then, all right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change, we are right, believe it or not. They're the same decimals if you put them in decimals, but here's what I'm going to do. See that root 2? I'm going to change that into root 4. Are you happy with that? Because 2 is root 4. Yeah? As I said, whoever designed this, not great work. Now, do you know the rule of thirds? You're allowed to multiply them and you're allowed to divide them. So there you go. That's your root 2 over 3h, and you're done. We kill. Exam. Now, find the angle of T from E. So T from E, guys. Okay, well, this is going to be interesting. Okay, T from E. Okay. So where's E again? Right. Just gonna copy and paste the full diagram onto my new page, just so we can start afresh. Okay, here we go. Here's my diagram, and we're going to work with this now. Okay, we might have to fill in some questions from earlier. Okay, so here we go. Wait. There you are. There we go. Okay. T from E. Means we're going to have to get FE, aren't we? Do you agree with that? So here's 2 sides of my equation. So I'm going to try to use a right angle triangle again, okay? So I'm going to use this red line, this blue line, okay? So there's the red one. Red, blue one will stick out. Why is it a 90-degree triangle? Can anybody tell me? Yeah, and then T to E is hard to see, but T to E will be the green line that I'm linking in, like that, going straight down. So T to E be something like that. It's just at a weird angle that you can't really see it. Now, it's definitely a 90-degree triangle. Now, let's list the sides we already know the value of. What do we already know the value of? We know TF to be, TF to be H, don't we? Do we know anything about T to D? Nothing. Do we know anything about F to E? Nothing, right? Okay. We're going to have to fix that. Okay. So how are we going to fix that? That we need one of the other 2 sides. Otherwise, we can't do nothing. You get that? All right. So how are we going to fix that situation? What did we learn about DE earlier? This little side here. What did we learn about this one? X. We called it X earlier, didn't we? And what is X again? Is it not? Oh yeah, you're right. What's it? 1 over root 6h, yeah? Okay. Grand. And do we know that yellow side? We don't know the yellow side, do we? No. I think we're going to do the same trick we did earlier. Should we go back to the last question? Do you know what it is? It's M. We're looking for. We're looking for M. M is F to D. So F to D is M. That's the yellow one. Yeah. If we sort out what M is, we can obviously figure out. We can then figure out what the blue side is, F to E. So do you see this little triangle here? See the yellow, the blue, and the purple? Yellow. I'd say, good luck to anybody getting this question right. You'd run the opposite way. But so that's your blue, that's your yellow, and that's your purple. Purple is X, that's M, and we'll Pythagoras it to get the blue, and then we can fill the blue down here. Everybody follow me? Okay. Now let's figure out what M is in the last question. We had it here. M is 3h squared minus 16x squared, or here's an easier version. I'm just going to see this box here. Ever see that box there? I'm going to figure out what M is. So I'm going to call it M squared equals h squared, which is grand, minus 4 times x squared. We learned what x squared was up here, didn't we? X squared is 1/6 h squared. So it's 4 times 1/6 h squared. If somebody would be so kind as to do 1 takeaway, actually it's just 1 takeaway 2/3, which is 1/3 h squared. You kill with that? Now we have a value for m squared, which is exactly what I need. M squared is 1/3 h squared, yeah? So if I do Pythagoras' theorem, I don't know what it keeps doing that. So I'm after this blue value, which I'll call L. So L squared equals M squared plus X squared. Now what do we know that M squared is? 1/3 h squared, yeah? And what do we know that X squared is? Yeah, when I square it out, it's 1/6 h squared. What's a third plus a sixth? Is that half? H squared, yeah? I'm not going to square root that. I'll tell you why. Because if I call that L, and actually, I will square root it. Because, yeah, we will square root it. So square root it, 1 over root 2h. 1 over root 2h. You're squaring the root, square root to 1, square root to 2, and square root the h, yeah? So 1 over root 2h. Okay. Now, and only now, can I find my angle. Now, yeah. Ready for this? I need a new letter. What we call it? Tan. The letter does not use n. Tan n is h over 1 over root 2 h. Tan n is root 2. And it says leave it as a tan inverse. N equals tan inverse root 2. That's your answer. Okay. Now, what did we say earlier? A to D is 2x. Did I? Is there part 3? Really?
Below it, yeah, using the cosine rule or otherwise minus.
Oh, sorry. Too smart, trying to get away with it. Now, using the cosine rule or otherwise, find the angle CFA. Give your answer in degrees correct to 2 decimal places. CFA. Now, which one's CFA? C to F to A. Okay, that's that full bottom triangle, isn't it? CFA. I think actually this is quite doable because I think we accumulated a lot of the information earlier, which hopefully you'll be able to feed into me now. So we're talking about CFA. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this down. Okay, keep going. Now, everybody see CFA? I'll color it in now first. Yeah, CFA is this one here. Everybody see the green triangle? Okay. Now, what's A to F? Did we not get it earlier today? Anybody tell me what A to F is? A to F is? H, yeah. Can anybody tell me what F to C is? Pretty sure it's root 3H. Okay. Can anybody, how many X's did we say goes across here? 2X, X, and 3X. Is that 6 X's in total? And what did we say X was again? So therefore, 6 divided by root 6 is root 6 H. We have all 3 sides, which is great. What angle do I want? C to F to A. Pick a letter that we haven't used yet. I think we're running out of the alphabet at this stage. I'll call it P. All right? Now, what side should I pick first to make this work? Anyone tell me? Root 6H squared, yeah, equals H squared plus root 3H 2b squared minus 2 times root 3H by root 6H times cos P. What type of angle do you think we're looking at? Obtuse? Above 90? Yeah. Yeah, all the H's can disappear. Yeah. Get rid of all the H squareds. Because they're all going to turn to H squareds anyway, aren't they? So what's that? 6, 1, 3. What? There? Oh, you're right. It's just a 1, isn't it? Thanks for that. Sorry, I think Finn cut out that was just a H, wasn't it? Thanks so much. That would have caused havoc. So the H cancels. So just 2 root 3, is it? Very closely closing this out now. What I'm going to get is 6 take away 4 is 2. 2 equals minus 2 root 3 cos P. Cos P, somebody cos inverse for me, cos inverse this for me. Remember, it's in the second quadrant, so it should be a obtuse angle. Let me know when you have it. Yeah, perfect. P is 125.26 degrees. Okay, we all good? Excellent. Now, all right, on to this one now. What did we say earlier? 2x, x, and 3x combines for a total of 6x, yeah? Okay. 6x. Show that AB can be written as the following. Okay, I think this is much easier than we think. All right, what did we all say X was earlier? So therefore the full length is root 6 H, okay? Full length is root 6 H. And that's that blue length there, yeah? Now, BC. Do we already know what AB is? Or B to C? B to C is X. Grand. So here's what I'm going to do. Show that AB can be written as this. Haven't used the time yet, have I? Did I use the time? No. Okay. Gonna have to use the time somehow. How long did it take to run A to C? What? Oh, sorry. It says 3 circuits, doesn't it? So 3 circuits is, what's 10.5 minutes in seconds? 630? About 630? That's 630 in 3 laps. How much is it in 1 lap? 210, all right? 210. Okay, so 210. How long did it take to run this one? 90. So 90 seconds equals, it took 90 seconds to get your root 6 H done, didn't it? Okay. I think we can therefore forecast the total length, can't we? How could I forecast the total length? By figuring out what 210 is worth. Would somebody be so kind as to divide by 90 to get what 1 is, and then multiply by 210 to find out what 210 is? Ignore the H. Just do it with root 6. What you get? 7 root 6 over, just 7 root 6? Over 3. So you have a question for me? Divide by 90 to find out what you do in 1 minute, multiply by 210 to find out what you get in 210 minutes. So what I'm claiming is that all 3 lengths combined, the blue, the red, and the yellow combined, oh, what did I do? The blue, the red, and the yellow combined give you that grand total, don't they? So what I'm saying is, if you take your total away, so you want to find out what the yellow is, don't you? Okay, so what you do is you get your total, which is 7 root 6 over 3. Okay, and you take away root 6, and then take away your x. So in your calculator now, I just need 7 root 6 over 3, take away root 6 over 3. Actually, common denominator, we have it. 4h root 6 over 3, take away x. Got good? Very difficult. Okay, is there something else? Oh boy. Given that the area of the triangle ABC is 16,800 meters squared, find the value of H. Okay, which one's ABC? Is that the one we just did? Okay. So, okay, lovely. Killer. All right. We're good. Still alive. 30 minutes I'm on this. 30. All right. Okay, great. Give me a second. Would you all agree that we know that the area of this triangle is what, guys? What do we know about the area of this triangle? It's how much? 16,800, right? So we all know that the area of this triangle is 16,800. And would you all agree it's a right angle triangle? Would you all agree it's half the yellow by the blue, by the red? Half yellow by red? So what I'm claiming is it's half AB times BC. You cool with that? Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. And I can just rub all this out because we already know that that's, okay, now I'm going to give them letters, okay? So we're going to call BC as X, and AB, I'm going to call a letter that I haven't used yet. I think I've pretty much used the whole alphabet on this question, but I'm going to call it R. Is that right? So would you all be happy with a half R times X equals 16,800? Okay with that? Now, would you also be happy with the fact that R is equal to 4h root 6 over 3 take away X? You happy that that's what R is? Yeah. Oh, before you go. Now, okay. So what we're doing here, guys, is what I'm thinking is if it's a right angle triangle, I'm thinking I could do Pythagoras here. And what I'm thinking is I could do root 6h squared equals R squared plus X squared. You happy with that? Then I'm taking that's going to be 6h squared equals R squared plus X squared. And what I'm thinking next is, why don't I get rid of one of the letters? What letter do you think I should get rid of? Tell you what, too many letters at the moment. Let's just sub out R for this. Ever see R for that? That means I'm going to have to square this thing, haven't I? You sure you want me to continue? All right. Will somebody square 4 root 6 over 3 for me? Square that out for me and what you get. 96 over 3, 32? 32 over 3, is it? Yeah, when you square that out, it's 32 over 3? Okay. 32 over 3, there's a h in there somewhere, wasn't there? H squared. And then have to double the middle and add the x, don't we? So what's double 4 over 3? 8 over 3 root 6 hx, yeah? And I'm looking at it here and going, this is evil. And then we have x squared. That's just that part there. Everybody see it? That's just your r squared. It's nothing else. And then the x squared is added onto it. And we still have the 6h squared over the other side. We kill with that? Okay. Now, yeah. All right. Now, so we've gotten this far, yeah? See the 2x squared, I'm just going to add them together, haven't I? Turn that into 2x squared. Okay. And we're having a look at this and we're going, okay, what do we do next? I haven't used the area of the triangle formula yet, have I? Have I even used that yet? No. So I'd be inclined, this is worth 10 marks, all right? And I think we're probably on 4 or 6 marks now at this stage, all right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to access the half R times X, try and get some more marks on the board. So it's going to be a half R, which is your 4h root 6 over 3, take away X times X equals 16,800. Get rid of the half. What am I going to do with that half? What? Move it up and double that. Will everybody be happy? That's now 33,600. Okay. $33,600. Now, going to multiply this out. See the finish line. Thank God, guys. We see the finish line on site, I think. Near enough. Once if I multiply this out by x, what do I get? 4h root 6 over 3 x minus x squared is 3,360. All right with that? Okay. Now, what can we do here? I wouldn't mind trying to eliminate. I'm going to try eliminate the 2x squared. Ever see the 2x squared? Ever see that? See the x squared down here? I'm going to bring that x squared to the right and double it. Double everything. So it's 2x squared. And I double this, it's 8h root 6 over 3. What's double 33,600? 67,200. Yeah. Just the x? Okay. Now, see that 2x squared? What am I going to replace it with? Huh? Yeah, I am. And what's going to cancel? Six take away. Actually, wait. Do 32 over 3 take away 6. So 32 over 3 take away 6. What you get? 8 squared, yeah? Bring the 67,200 to the other side. I want you to multiply 67,200 by 3. Then I want you to divide it by 14. And then I want you to square root the answer of that and tell me what h is. Done. 38 minutes.